doing well. Tonight we're sat on my bed because I wanted to recreate that feeling of, at like a sleepover or at uni. All my flatmates used to crowd into one bedroom late at night and we'd, pin each other's nails and yap and have a real good natter or a real good bitch about any topic under the sun. And for me that's a very ASMR inducing environment to be in, just having a good yap with a friend, super cozy and just a chill night in having a natter. And I thought I'd try and recreate that, although I'm aware this is going to get misconstrued because ASMR is already like sexualized, right? I have my Paul and Linda poster on the wall. I moved it, it's normally on this wall behind you. And as always I have Pegbus, my hot water bottle. Maybe I should lie him down like this. And I thought for this evening's topic we can talk about music. I love music. I think everyone loves music. I always think it's a red flag when someone doesn't like music. And I've spoken about it in a few videos before, like different songs I like. I think in my favourites videos I've mentioned a few songs I like. But I wanted to do a video dedicated entirely to music. So I've kind of done myself a little like Q&A style list here, no spoilers. And I'm going to talk about different types of songs and name a few of my favourites under each category, and a couple of artists and a couple of albums as well that I really like. I think there is a fair bit of Paul McCartney in here, so brace yourself. So I'll just get started. I was tempted to try and make it into like a tag and ask some other channels that support me and who I love to do the same thing, but I don't know if people would be up for that. I always get shy about these kinds of things, so I'll leave it. But I'd love to see this kind of content from other creators because I always love watching music related things. I love hearing people's music recommendations. Hearing people talk about their music recommendations is almost like a lost art. I think I find most of my music through like Discover Weekly on Spotify or YouTube recommendations or gigs I've been to where they're like support acts. I haven't had someone like verbally recommend a load of music to me in recent years. I know at school I had a friend called Rachel and she made me, I'd really gotten into Motown. I love Motown, and she made me a CD, which is the equivalent of making someone like a cassette tape, right? But a CD, because it was the 2010s, and it had loads of different Motown songs. You know, the Supremes, it had Marvin Gaye, the Four Tops, it had them all, and it was so good. And I think to this day that's one of the best gifts I've ever received, because music is such a personal thing, and it's so I really think when you know someone's taste in music you can really get to know them a bit better. Sorry, I keep having to pause because I have the itchiest eye in the world. I don't know why. Now obviously I can't play the songs that I'm talking about because first of all it's not ASMR, and secondly I don't know how copyright works. But I'm not gonna sing them. I'll probably end up singing a few lines to give you a taste, but no one needs to hear my actual singing. The first category I have is love songs. I love songs. I don't think there are enough love songs these days. They're either about like someone doing you wrong romantically, or about finding like promiscuity in yourself, which is all fun and games. I love all that, but I like a good old-fashioned love song as well, and I really feel that they're lacking in the 2020s. haven't seen many around. The first is what I'd consider my love song with my partner, and it is You and I by Papoose. Please listen to Papoose if you haven't already. They're so good. French band, but most of their songs are in English. I think all of their songs are in English, actually. And it's just got a good little beat to it. It's got a cute, kind of slightly weird music video. And it's just a song about like meeting someone and instantly knowing that they're your person. And I know I've got loads of songs to go, so I don't want to do too much of a deep dive, but when I first met my boyfriend, it was on Tinder. Spoiler alert, I met my boyfriend on Tinder. But he had this song in his, like, on his page, and it was also, it was like my top song of the year as well. Like it was my favourite song, and I'd never met someone else in England anyway who liked Papoose or knew this song. So I think that's the reason I swiped on him. I was like, yeah, I like this guy's music taste. The second love song is Paul McCartney song, so shout out to the Macca, and it's by Wings, and it's She's My Baby. And I like this as a love song. I know when my niece was born, I used to sing it to my niece when I'd see her. But also I like it as a love song, and it's just about I love this gal. This is my gal. The best line in it, I promised I wouldn't sing, but here we go, is like gravy down to the last drop. I keep mopping it up, yeah, she's my baby. Like mopping up gravy. I love Paul and Linda's relationship. It's like the dream relationship minus the unfortunate death of Linda. Yeah, so any of their songs between each other I love. I feel like it's a really pure love. I think Paul and Linda shared a much stronger love than John and Yoko, based on vibes alone. Obviously I can't speak for any of it because I wasn't there. And there's one artist that I have mentioned in other videos, and he's quite I won't say he's a small artist, like people know him, but he's not massive, and I really think he deserves to be. He's called Ryder the Eagle, and again he's French but sings in English, and his songs are very like, this is a modern day singer. His songs are all about his life, so if he's having a bad day, like, you know about it because he's gonna write a song about it. But he has a few songs and a few albums about his girlfriend, who he's just so absolutely in love with, and she's a really cool photographer in Paris, I think. And he just has all these songs about his relationship and how she's the love of his life, and I love it. I love hearing about it. I love listening to it. But the album I had in mind that he put out is called Auto Tango, and yeah, that's all about his girlfriend Eloise, or a lot of it is, I think. I find it really refreshing that there aren't any metaphors in his songs, like he's actually just singing about his life and where he's been and what he's doing and who he loves and how he loves her and why he loves her, and I think that's so beautiful and it's so refreshing. Childhood, a song and an album that remind me of my childhood. The first is Sugar We're Going Down by Fall Out Boy. I was a massive Kerrang kid, not a teenager, but as a child I loved Kerrang. So that entailed Green Day, Fall Out Boy, My Chemical Romance, Panic at the Disco, Linkin Park, anything that was on Kerrang. I was listening to it, probably before you, actually. I think it's because my older sister had an emo phase, and she's 8 years older than me, so I just kind of picked it up secondhand. I still do like a lot of Kerrang music. I still listen to a lot of it. And then my childhood album is the self-titled album by Scissor Sisters. I saw these earlier this year. One of the best concerts I've ever been to in my life. And also Ian McKellen came on stage and just did a bit of poetry, like spoken word. It was wild. I had Gandalf and the Scissor Sisters in the same room. Magical. And I think Laura is one of the best songs ever written. I think Scissor Sisters are really overlooked genuine talent. I know like their songs are fun, like Let's Have a Kiki, it's a fun song, but if you actually listen to the music, like they're really talented. The singing is incredible, the guitar, the bass, all of it, like it's genuine. I know it's a bit flashy and tacky, but like they're talented. Next up I have sad songs that make me cry. Songs that make me cry, don't cry, don't cry. Songs that make me cry. The first is another Beatles song. Well, it's my first Beatles song, but another Mecca song. Although I don't know who sings it. I think it's John that sings it. And it's In My Life. In My Life. And it's just a song about reminiscing over your past, really. Reminiscing over all the things you've loved and lost in life. And it always makes me sad to listen to, because I know it makes my parents sad as well. And when I was younger, I never used to think it was that sad, but as I get older, I don't know if it's because I watched my parents get upset by this song, that it has some like weird nostalgia for me. And the second sad song, it's a bit of a pop, but it is a sad song, and it's Alone Again Naturally by Gilbert O'Sullivan, which is such a good song. It's such a good song. I don't think it makes me cry necessarily, but if I'm sad, I'll whack it on it. When you feel that life is getting you down and you want a little pity party, Alone Again Naturally never misses. It never misses. It also reminds me of Life on Mars, the series. There's one episode where Sam Tyler, I think he's called, the main detective, is like sat in his room and the camera pans out and it's Alone Again Naturally comes on, and it's really I don't know, I always remember that clip for some reason. And then I've got breakup songs. I've only ever been through one real heartbreak in my life, but it was enough. It's all I need. I don't want any more. And the two songs I've got here aren't sad songs, but they're breakup songs. And the first is a recent find, and it's For Jan Stan by Lily Allen. For Jan Stan by Lily Allen. I'm sure everyone's listened to the Lily Allen album by now. It's so fucking good. So fucking good. But For Jan Stan is by far the best song on there. It's about David Harbour coming across like a bit of an incel. But Lily Allen is really good at taking the piss out of people. And I like that she went for the slightly pettier approach in this song that feels fitting for her. And it's such a good song. And then the second song is called M.A.H. by US Girls. I don't know how big US Girls are. I know they played in, or I don't know if it's just one person. She/they played in London recently and I couldn't see them. I was busy, and I really regret it. But the line I always remember in this song is, I won't forget, so why should I forgive? And it's simple, but it is effective. But it's like quite a dancey song. You can have a bloody good dance to it, which I think makes it a good breakup song, because it's like playful mourning. You know. Next, I have my first purchase. Now we're in an age where people might have never purchased music, but when I was growing up, it was like CDs, right? You'd buy CDs from HMV. Or also pre-Spotify, I had a Samsung, so it would have been Google Play maybe, or Samsung Music. I can't remember what the music app was. But we'll start with the CD. I remember the first CD I bought was Rubber Soul by the Beatles. Rubber Soul. I loved the Beatles growing up. I was obsessed with the Beatles. It was like a big part of my personality. I was a retro chick, which is actually really cringe looking back. But I loved the Beatles. So I went to HMV and I bought Rubber Soul. And then it was a HMV in the Trafford Centre, I remember. And then I went back a few weeks later and I bought Revolver, which ended up being one of my favourite Beatles albums, and I think it still is today. And then the first purchases I made on on my phone. Again, this was pre Spotify. This is back when you had to like buy things. I bought Are You Experienced by Jimi Hendrix. Are You Experienced by Jimi Hendrix. And my favourite song on it, I remember, was 51st Anniversary. And then the other album I bought, and I specifically remember buying this because it was on discount. There was like a sale on it, so you could buy the whole album for like cheap. I don't remember how much. Kasabian, West, Rider, Pauper, Lunatic Asylum. I've written down paper, but I think it's Pauper. West, Rider, Pauper, Lunatic Asylum. Which I also loved. Secret Alphabet is still one of my favourite songs. I actually love Kasabian. And I think a lot of Britpop these days is like seen as a guilty pleasure, but I love it. I love British indie shit from the 2010s, to be honest. Or that might have even been the noughties, 2000s. I think it was probably just on the cusp of 2010s, but I'm not sure. Okay, shower, sing-along songs. These are songs I sing my heart out to in the shower. Truthfully, I sing my heart out to anything I listen to in the shower. But these are the ones that I listened to most recently. So the first is The Day I Tried to Live by Soundgarden. So good. And Black Hole Sun, obviously, is their other banger. I don't know too many of their other songs, but I love those two. But The Day I Tried to Live is more satisfying to sing along to. And then there's a song which I would probably say is my favourite song of all time, and it is Adult Video by Uni and the Urchins. But when they released a song, it was just Uni, U-N-I, as in like the sea urchin. Uni and the Urchins. And Adult Video it's just phenomenal, like modern glam rock is how I describe it. And it's the ultimate main character song. If I want to feel like a main character, best believe I'm putting this song on. It's phenomenal. And then anything by Marina, except for the two albums before Princess of Power, is how it's called. The Family Jewels, Electro Heart, and Princess of Power. I think that's what the album's called. Her latest album. I think Marina has an incredible voice, but a very, very like satisfying voice to sing along to as well. I Love You is my favourite one from her most recent album to sing along to. Okay, I'm then going for overrated songs that I think are overrated. Gone for one artist and one song. Taylor Swift is the obvious artist, but I already said that in my last hot takes video. So next I'm going to say Sabrina Carpenter. I think she lacks the personality and depth of character for her songs to feel genuine. She lacks... I don't know that all of her songs are not only about men, but about like being a tease and about breaking hearts and being short. I find her very predictable. I find her super duper predictable, so predictable. And I don't even dislike her songs that much, but I just feel like she hasn't given us anything new ever since she kind of rose to fame a few years ago. I know she was famous before, but since she got really popular, she hasn't done anything new. I'm bored. Give me something else. The overrated song, I don't have the name of. I've just written the lyrics. But it's all over fucking reels and shorts and TikTok and whatever. I think it's Pink Pantheress. I think that's what the artist is called. And it's, my name is Pink and it's really nice to meet you. Been recommended to me by some people. Hey, is this illegal? Hey, it feels illegal. And I don't know her other songs, so I can't comment on all of her music, but that song's bad. I don't like it. I think it's trying too hard to be effortless and like catchy. And again, I feel it lacks any depth as a song. It's not even like, I don't even find it like quirky, I just find it like it's children's television again. It's like an immature song. There are some songs that I feel are just catered for teenagers, and I feel that's one. Next up I have best lyrics. I've gone for 2 artists as opposed to songs. The first is Aldous Harding. I don't know if you're familiar with her. I think she's from New Zealand. She's really strange. I think she's like a modern day Kate Bush. That's how I feel about her. Same energy I get, but slightly less erratic vocals. My favourite Aldous Harding song is probably The Barrel. I like Designer. And I like Old Peel as well. I like a lot of her songs. I don't think there's a song of hers I don't like. Really cool, super strange. Yeah, especially if you watch her music videos as well. I think they're very like artistic, and the lyrics are kind of poetic and weird and metaphoric and strange. But I like that. And then the other best lyricists, Arctic Monkeys / Alex Turner. And again, like I think Brit pop, Brit indie gets like shamed a lot because it was more popular 10 years ago than it is now. But I just think their lyrics are... Alex Turner is one of the best lyricists of the modern age. I really believe that. I think if he was born, 200 years ago, he'd have been one of the great romantics. I could listen to him sing and talk all day. I think all of his lyrics are amazing. Controversially, I think my favourite Arctic Monkeys album is Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino. It's just so good. I know it got a lot of hate when it came out. I think people have warmed to it now. But I think the lyrics on that, it really like sets a good scene. I like when an album is almost like a film, and it's got each song is almost like a different scene, but it's all within the same kind of narrative. I really like that, and I think that's why I like Tranquility Base. My phone just died, but we're back now. So I just did best lyrics, I think, which are the Arctic Monkeys and Aldous Harding. And next up I've gone for feel good music, songs that make me feel good. No matter how shit I feel, they lift me up. The first is I Got Life by Nina Simone. This will always be my ultimate pick-me-up song. I could be like in the worst depressive rut of my life, and if I hear this song, it sorts me out. I think it has healing powers. I Got Life by Nina Simone. And the other is Canapé by Polo and Pan. Anything by Polo and Pan is a good time song. Just fun. It's just fun music is the only way I can describe it. And the song that I first listened to was Canapé. It's probably one of their better known songs. They also do a remix. They do a remix of a Remy Wolf song called Hello, Hello, Hello. And every time they do a remix of someone else's song, you can tell it's Polo and Pan. They have like a really strong style of music, and it's just really fun, quirky, upbeat music. Opposite of feel-good music, I guess, are funeral songs I want to play at my funeral. I have 2, and these are 2 very different vibes. Yes, it depends on the budget, because one's far more elaborate than the other. The first song is Goodbye by the Beatles. I don't think it was originally a Beatles song. I think this is a cover the Beatles did. But it's a very sweet little track. I think it was a gal who sang it first, but I don't remember what she's called. Anyway, very sweet song. The alternative would be Helena by My Chemical Romance. Now, if you know this song and you know the music video, you know exactly what I want my funeral to look like. I want everyone in black, white and red. I want it to be on a rainy day. I want everyone to be stood outside twirling black umbrellas. I want to pop out of my coffin, my open casket, and do a little ballet dance in the middle of the church. That's what I want. someone will find a way to make my corpse dance around the church. So it's less of a song that I want played at my funeral, and it's more of a music video reenactment that I want, but I do want people to sing the song as well. So yeah, one's more attainable than the other, I suppose. Kind of in line with that, I have an angsty song, or like a song for when like you're in a, sometimes when I'm like working and I'm typing away really hard, I just need to listen to something that's like a bit grungy. I don't think grungy is the word, but angsty is the word I'm using. So the first is Mosquito Song by Queens of the Stone Age. This is on the Songs for the Deaf. Oh my god, is the album called Songs for the Deaf or Songs for the Dead? I think it's called Songs for the Deaf. Album. Oh my god, guys, I've got a new tattoo, by the way. BTW. I've got these ants. I just remembered that. I just got a glimpse. Yeah, it's called Mosquito Song by Queens of the Stone Age, and it has almost like a medieval. Oh my god, there's a fly. It's because I said Mosquito Song, and my manifesting powers have become too strong. What was I saying? It's almost got like a medieval feel to it, because it's got what almost sounds like a hurdy-gurdy, harpsy-chordy kind of instrument. And you have to listen to it. I couldn't describe it. But it's a song about mosquitoes. I literally think it's just about mosquitoes, thinking about the lyrics. When I lived in Paris, it always makes me think of going to uni in Paris, because I used to listen to it on repeat. The next is Radiohead. I love Radiohead. I really do. I didn't get tickets because I didn't know they were touring, so clearly I don't know them that much. My manager got tickets and I'm so jealous. But this song in particular is called Wolf at the Door. A wolf at the door. Knock, 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 knock. A wolf, ow, at the door. Knock, knock, knock. And it feels like it's a song about just being bullied and intimidated and terrified. And it's like a kind of paranoia song, I want to say. Like it makes you feel a bit on edge, but in a good way, and it's got a really good rhythm, really good like melody to it, in my opinion. Like I don't know if melody's the word. I'm not very good with musical terms. And another Radiohead one actually, which reminds me of A Wolf at the Door, is Life Submarine. The Submarine. I remember this was like indie film, you know, this and the Grand Budapest Hotel. I'm trying to think of other like indie films people used to watch. I don't remember right now. Or like any Tarantino film, I guess. Like it was a cool film to know about, and like you were seen as quite like artsy if you were into films like Submarine. But the soundtrack is all Alex Turner, lead singer of the Arctic Monkeys, if you want to know what. And again, the lyrics are just beautiful, and it's a very peaceful, simple soundtrack, but it aligns so perfectly with the film. And I watched the film maybe about a year ago, and I didn't actually like it that much. But I remember when I watched it for the first time, I loved it at high school, and it's the soundtrack that I actually think carries a lot of the film. Hot take, the musical I've got in mind for this is Rocky Horror. Rocky Horror is all-time favourite film, I think. It's up there, one of my all-time favourite films, definitely. And I actually think Time Warp is the worst song on there. Very, very hot take indeed. Favourite Rocky Horror. I have the entire film, I love every single song in it, but I love science fiction double feature where it's just the lips singing at the beginning. I think it's actually Magenta's lips, but it's Richard O'Brien that sings the song. I could be wrong there, I think that's right. And then I have another soundtrack, but I don't think this is actually a film. I think this is just I don't know if it's like an audio soundtrack without being an actual film, but it's the War of the Worlds soundtrack. I don't believe that it's actually attached to a film. I think it's just like an audio book, I want to say, but it's not quite. But it's so good. It's so good. I listened to the soundtrack and it made me want to read the book, and now I'm obsessed. And I love the I can't remember if it's just called Horsell Common or something like that. Or I love the first song with the chances of anything coming from Mars are 1,000,000 to 1, he said. My boyfriend and I loved the soundtrack so much that we both read the book, and we loved the book as well, so I'm glad that turned out well. Next up, unknown artists or recommendations for smaller artists that you might not have heard of. I recently went to see a singer called Alfreda. She was advertised all over my Instagram, and she was doing a gig in London. I think she very much had her own vibe. She had a very clear image of like, she had a very strong character, so I wouldn't want to compare her to like another singer. But I'm trying to do it so that you can understand what the songs are like. I'd say it's somewhere between Lily Allen, Chapel Roan, and like maybe Marina. I don't know. Like quite poppy, but very, very. She has so much character, and she had so many props on stage as well. She was so good. I loved it, and she was in this like small venue, but she like the audience loved her. Like she's gonna go far. I really feel like she's gonna do very well for herself. Next is one I've already mentioned. It was I said I love to sing one of their songs in the shower. That song is called Adult Video, and the band is called Uni and the Urchins. Now I think the way I found this, I follow Sean Lennon, as in John Lennon's son, on what I think it was like Twitter back in the day. I used to follow him, and it was actually his girlfriend, his partner, is in this band, and she is one of my all-time women crushes. She's stunning, and the band are super duper modern glam rock. Every single song they've ever done is phenomenal. Their best ones are Adult Video, Mushroom Cloud, Life in the Middle Class, In the Waiting Room. Literally every song they do is phenomenal. Please do give them a go. Uni and the Urchins. And the third one is a guy called BC Camplight, who is an American man living in Manchester, UK. And I don't know how I found him. I think maybe he was on my Discover Weekly. And my favourite song of his is I Only Drink When I'm Drunk. I Only Drink When I'm Drunk. And again, that's a bit of an angsty song. It's really, really good. And his songs, again, are very, very witty. If I could force you to listen to any of the artists I've mentioned, it would be Alfreda, Uni and the Urchins, and BC Camplight. All of them are so witty, so talented, such like strong characters, and I love that. I love an artist with a really strong image. And then I have one final category, and this is songs I like to dance to. Dance songs. Now I've got so many actually, but the one I've written down here is Intrasport by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Intrasport by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, who are no longer on Spotify, and I think it's because they're supporting like anti-AI whatever. I think Spotify's doing something with AI which I disapprove of, but I'm not actually sure what it is. So a few artists have removed their music from Spotify, so good for them. So you can listen to them on YouTube still. I think it's AI. I think it was because it was like anti-AI. But Intrasport is such a good song. Another dance song is Melody by, oh shit, I forgot what they're called. I think it's plus two. Melody. Such a banger to dance to. So good. I love it. And finally, anything by the Venga Boys. And I'm not ashamed to say that. I genuinely fucking love the Venga Boys. Up and Down by the Venga Boys. Maybe one of the best songs ever made. So, yeah. That's all I've got. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's something different. It's probably quite a boring video actually, because there isn't much